We're going to talk about Gen Z here. We also need to talk about how rude and dumb some of the older customers are. I used to work at a boba shop, and this woman comes in, and she's like gotta be like 30, 35, around that range. So she's old enough to know better. And she comes in, she's on the phone, she's talking to someone, and when she gets up to the counter, I'm like, hi, how are you? But she still remains on the phone, like barely even acknowledges my existence. And so then finally she finishes her entire conversation, like not like, oh, I'm about to order, let me call you back. Like literally just like stands there and like talks to someone on the phone right in front of me. How rude, bro. So when she finally finishes up, I'm like, all right, awesome, what can I get for you today? And she's like, how rude. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And she goes and says, you didn't say hello to me. That's poor customer service. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did say hello to you. You might not have heard me when you were on the phone, but I did say hello. And she's like, no, I think I would have heard. I think I would have heard if you said hello to me. I'm like, bitch, you were standing 2 feet away from me. I said hello. I do theater. I can project. I said hello to you. You ignored me. And so finally, again, I'm so sorry. It was probably a miscommunication. I did say hello. You might not have heard. I was like, but I can serve you anyway. So what can I get for you? And she's like, whatever. She's like, I'll take my usual, a mango boba. I'd never seen this woman before in my life, and I worked there for like 3 or 4 months. And I'm like, yeah, awesome, a mango boba. I was like, can I get anything else for you? And she's like, no, that'll be it. And so I say, great. I start making her boba, and I start scooping boba in there. And she goes, wait! And I'm like, yeah? And she's like, that's not enough boba. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, do you want some more? I was like, I'll have to charge you for extra boba because I already put like a scoop and a half in there. And she's like, yes, I always get 3 to 4 scoops. Like, you should know this. Again, never see this woman in my life. I'm like, yeah, well, for extra boba, it would be an additional charge for $1 per scoop just because it's so much boba. That's not allocated into the price already. I was like, so if you're okay with that, I can ring you up for like $2 extra for the extra boba. And she's like, oh, I never have had to pay for extra boba here ever before. I come all the time. And then she like name drops my managers. I'm like, how the hell do you know my managers? But whatever. She's like, if they were here, they would never make me pay for this. And I'm like, oh, well, if you know them, then I'm sure it's fine. I won't have to charge you. Sorry about the confusion. And I continue making her drink. I seal it up. I hand it to her. And then I'm like, all right, awesome. Straws are over there. And I hope you have a great rest of your night and blah, blah, blah. Get out of here, pretty much. And so she's like, you can't give me a straw? Sorry, no, we can't. I can't give you a straw. We don't have any straws back here. All of our straws are going to be out there where I just told you to grab a straw.